Okay, this is Sam, and a lot of y'all have seen us advertising the Red Shirt Friday on the website. And what I wanted to do, you've seen us and you've heard us talk about what Scotty and Tony told us when they decided to join the military. They wanted to do what me and Papa and Uncle Jim and Uncle Frank did. And we thought it would be a good idea for you guys to know who Uncle Jim and Uncle Frank was. All three of us were in during the Vietnam days, correct?
Right.
And we knew how the military was treated back in those days. And we've got friends that's on that wall up in Vietnam too, don't we?
Yep.
And we've seen the stories about people having tomatoes thrown at them, called all kind of crazy things. And the thing that we wanted to get across to people is if you've got friends, you've got kids, you've got brothers and sisters that are a part of the military today, the one thing that you need to totally keep in your mind is this is absolutely the first armed conflict America has ever been in that they all volunteered. Every one of them volunteered. None of them even had the remotest fear of being drafted. And that speaks highly about the kids that we've got growing up nowadays, doesn't it?
Right. Absolutely.
And Deb and I talked to a colonel up in Fort Leonard Wood when we went up there for the memorial service, and he says the overwhelming majority of the kids in the service today came from people like us, our kids, our grandkids. And of course our oldest grandson is getting ready to graduate up there next week, and his recruiter was his Uncle Scotty. And I'm going to tell you something, that was the most powerful thing. But when the kids joined right after 9/11, almost 90% of the people in this country were with them. This kicked, it's time to do something. But as the war waged on, popularity dropped. And I want to ask you, you were in during Vietnam, right, Jim?
Right.
You joined the Marine Corps, right?
Right.
Because you was ready to do something about it.
Yeah, I was drafted and joined.
That's right. And you did too, wasn't you, Frank?
I was actually drafted and joined the best.
And all right. Well, that's a discussion. That's a discussion that we'll have someday. But let me ask you if you guys ever heard this before. You're a bunch of baby killers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jackbooted thugs.
Yes.
All y'all care about killing innocent women and children and destroying property. Did we hear that back in the 60s and the early 70s?
Absolutely.
Did y'all hear that about this bunch of kids we got over there now?
Yes.
You know things accidentally are going to happen, but you don't use that kind of junk for political purposes, do you?
Nope.
And that's why we want people to realize that the Red Shirt Friday has nothing whatsoever to do with politics, does it?
Nope.
We will not let a politician get involved. Deb and I had a senator that wanted to help us, and we told him, please don't. We don't want little D or little R behind it. And it has nothing to do with whether you support or don't support the global war on terror either, does it? All it is we want those kids to know when they step across that line of battle and they think about mom and daddy back home, we're with them. Correct?
That's right.
Absolutely.
And you guys see, this is Uncle Jim. When you hear me tell this story again, and this is Uncle Frank. And our kids absolutely loved and were proud of their two uncles. And I know Frank made a career out of it, and God bless him for doing it. And the thing that we wanted to leave with y'all as we wrap it up is let the kids see you. You don't have to say a word to them. But if you just very simply go to Walmart, Kmart, Target, or a shirt through us, we don't care. But just wear a red shirt on Friday because they know what it means. And we wanted to make absolutely positive that you and the whole world understand that the Burgess family is with them, aren't we?
Right. Yes.
Absolutely. Thank you.